So now, welcome to Late Night Gunpla with Town Omega. I forgot to actually start streaming a second ago. I've been kind of talking and recording at least for like 4 minutes now. I had to step away from the computer for a couple seconds, for a couple minutes just before the start of stream, and then got distracted by not actually having the time to start the recording. And it wasn't until I looked and saw that nothing was actually being done, and I noticed like, oh yeah, I'm not actually streaming yet. So I had already started building and recording, so you guys get to see the tail end of that part. Wow, really? Put that in there and up here. Hoping I don't actually get too much. Alright, there's that one. From back here. Alright, so this one's going to be the kind of fun one. It looks like it is a little raised. And this little bit here. So today was definitely a slow day in our household. Did not actually go to any of the events throughout the city. One part was, have two small kids, didn't really want to get them involved in any of that. And so we had tried to go to an event that we thought was happening at the downtown library, only to get there and discover that it was actually closed. And so we had to kind of abandon that plan and come back home. We instead wound up going to catch a movie instead, to kind of keep the sportling entertained and not putting up too much of a fuss for kind of changed plans. Why am I so hot? Okay. Let's see if that does it. Get some air going really quickly in here. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it feels cooler a bit. It was the fact that I rushed a bit. Oh man. Part in there. Alright. Good thing I grabbed the Sharpie, or not Sharpie, the X-Acto knife, because probably gonna need that right now. Alright. So yeah, the movie choices were either Lilo and Stitch, and I heard bad things about the live action remake, or the live action How to Train Your Dragon. So we went with How to Train Your Dragon. And man, like I heard it was a like shot for shot remake, but I'm still not expecting it to be entirely. And so kind of disappointed by that fact. Just get you in here. Goes. But yeah, really kind of disappointing how much of a shot for shot it was. Like there were a couple scenes where I just like, did they just lip sync the original movie? Like the actors kind of just pretending to say what was said? Cause man, that was, again, it was almost the exact same thing. Like to the point where I think the original voice actor of Hiccup needs to see about getting paid. And Greg Ferguson too, because man, again, it was such a close copy remake. What the heck? What is it scratching? What's going on here? Better. All right. Well, let's at least try to get this little bit here. I usually get about an extra minute here if I'm lucky. So let's just get that part done. Alright. Yes. Alright, hydration break. And today's hydration break is I need to see this on the big screen. Baja Blast, and because it's green and green screen effect here, it just kind of, you see the video going in the background. I thought it might happen, so I kind of wanted to see it. All right. So to it then. That's just to make sure it's recording. And now let's get back to this view over here. one. There it goes. Alright. So you where? What do you? Ah. No. Are you on the wrong side? Yeah. Okay. So that way looks like. It's one of those situations. Right. Alright. So then piece polycap M's. Polycap's gonna get trimmed right up again because the polycaps and no one actually looks at them, no one actually sees them. So extra polycaps there. 11 is here, aren't you? Yeah, 11. Yeah, those. Alright, so 11 I've already got. E. Alright, a lot of E's. Right, E. 12. E4, E5. E4 this side, E5 on this side, right, 5, E6, X. And let's just get all these out of the way now too. They're gonna be used soon anyway. Wow, really? Alright. And, well, let's just get you out the way too now. here. Alright, so that is all the E's done. Alright. I have a hard time getting this thing out. There it goes. Alright, so that's all E's and then just C's. Alright, well, actually that'll probably be the second one kind of completed. Just to, again, also get it out the way. Now, the C will be considered completed, even though it still has one piece on it, but because that one piece is, you know, pretty much an Amuro statue, yeah, there it goes. So I will go ahead and leave that one out. So that's two pieces out, and so just A and H are left. I don't think there's any. All right, so polycaps. All right, let's start on you. Even though you're step 3, I guess as far as this set of instructions. There it goes. A little bit that isn't going to be seen, so not really gonna. This part might be seen, so a little bit of discoloration, yeah, a little bit of white. Step 3. So step 1 is this one, so I may as well get in on that then. Hey, welcome Alex. Thanks for being on, thanks for lurking. I get it if you don't talk. I know you say usually you're closing, so don't worry too much. But yeah, it was camel flavor. Starting the fireworks. I don't know. I would argue on time, considering they just start kind of setting them off a month, maybe 2 before. So not like a couple of years ago in the height of the pandemic, where I swear they were kind of setting them off in May, I felt like. That gets hidden anyway from what I remember. So you guys go here. Yeah, that way. It doesn't really specify one side being up or down, so it goes in. So what I use is the Razor glass file. It comes in a packet. Well, I'll show you more of it when I come on break in like a minute. Go in here, really? Step 2. So yeah, I use a Razor glass file. I've seen people kind of use the display or display, whatever you want to call it. I have it. I don't remember where I left it right now, but I don't know. I felt like it had more bite and kind of did a lot more kind of damage. I feel this one, excuse me, kind of leaves it more kind of smoother. So I like this glass file a little more. 1, 2, 3. That way. Yeah, okay. Alright, break time. Alright, so, yes. Had the Razor glass file that kind of came this set. And so it comes with a kind of little balancing stick, but as you can see, I've kind of used the heck out of it. And it comes with a little kind of polishing mat. It's kind of denim material, and it comes with, I guess, 2 of them. So, you know, but I found kind of a polishing stick that pretty much works the same way. I've just cut it down because, you know, instead of having a whole bunch and kind of only using 1 bit, I just decided to cut it into 4s and just been using bits. But then I also use kind of a Daiso polishing kind of triangle and go through the different steps as I do it. That also polishes it down. Like this one, I had actually bought it a while back, and then when we moved here, I lost it for a while, so I wound up buying another one. And then like 2 or 3 days after it came in, I found the old one, and so I've got that second one somewhere over that side of the room. So it's very lightly used, but again, yeah, I had the display, and that one didn't really, I felt it like, you know, it left it more damaged. So it's like, then I really would need to use more other sanding materials. Now, in addition to that, I do also have, this is display, yeah, these are display also kind of set of polishing sponges in different grits, going down from 180, 280, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, 2000, 2500, yeah. I generally only use 400, 800, 1000, 1200, and 1500. If I get to there, that's when I'm getting very kind of obsessive, I guess. Try to use the term lightly, and then I do that. But at least with this build, I got away with just using the 400 and 800, and then the polishing stick. So I've been able to do that. But yeah, I generally only go up to 1500 when I'm doing it. I don't go much higher than that. Most people claim, yeah, you can get away with 800, particularly if you're painting. But yeah, I just use that one. Let's go back overhead. Let's have some more water. I mean, I like them. I mean, the razor. Oh, well, actually, let me take the time to clean it while I'm at it too. Actually, just use an old toothbrush that I have on here. You know, borrowed it from somewhere. Actually, not even old. I think I might have actually taken it new and just kind of use it to kind of brush across. If I see anything too stuck on, then I might rub over it with my nail, give my nail a little buffing, and then kind of brush it some more, get most of the dirt out of it like that. But yeah, the sponges, anyway, so if it's very straight, I still feel that I can't get it straight enough, and so I feel like sometimes I'll scratch off a little more, file off more towards one side than the other. Yeah, and so maybe this one. Let's see. Go. Okay, that's too close, but yeah, can't really see it. I can, but wait, come on. Yeah, no, it doesn't see it. Yeah, it leaves kind of a bit of a gouge, in which case that's why sometimes I will try to put the piece together and then file it away so that it gets a smooth kind of cut across. But yeah, the sponge is really good for, again, either when it can't get in on with the glass file, I will use a sponge, or again, I've got a large area where again, also I kind of put the pieces and the kind of the seam has a little off, and so I will go over it again with the 400 and 800 to get the whole thing to the same level, and then I'll kind of hit it with the finishing sponge with the buffing sponges and kind of smooth it out, paint, get it glossy again. And so that kind of works. I'm trying to remember if there was a piece where I specifically did that on this one. I feel like the legs, yeah. So on the legs here, I did that because the two nub marks, the two nubs were like right here and right here, and so kind of put it together, kind of sanded it down, and then kind of got it to about the right depth or even depth, and then I buffed it down. Yeah, I mean, if you get away with using the glass file, use it. Earlier, like I said, there was one piece where I wound up having to use the X-Acto knife to kind of cut into it. I don't trust myself with the X-Acto knife. I don't feel, well, one, I probably should change this one. This is really an old knife on there, or at least maybe sharpen it somehow. But I've got extras. I don't know why I don't, but I just haven't. And so, it's dull and kind of pulls, and so I leave too much of a gouge in it, and that's why I don't like using it. But, again, if it's since it's a piece that wasn't going to be seen, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was on this gray part inside here on the back. So, yeah, I didn't really care too much. Let's start you back up again. These pieces. Yeah. Did you ever get God hand nippers instead, or still using kind of regular nippers? Yeah, here's ones where I know I'm gonna leave a bit of a gouge when it all comes together. But yeah, as I'm doing it, I'm seeing, like one half kind of getting a little shinier and kind of filed down, and then the other half. Wait, why are you? The heck? All right. So yeah, here on this side. So that locks it in. That's how that works. Okay. does. This one definitely does. This one doesn't. So don't really mind too much. Ooh. Yeah, well, you know what? Well, I mean, I don't think I've bent them. Like, I just dropped these a little earlier today, but I don't think I bent them. And I mean, these are more of a snub nose, so maybe a little more forgiving in that sense. Yeah, I mean, God hands are expensive. So in that, I know enough people kind of cheap out on that, and I'm not gonna hate on anyone. That was one of my more money than sense purchases a while back. It was, you know, not even just the more money than sense purchase, but it was, there it goes, there's that last one. It was a perfectionism bit. I was wanting to make sure I had everything, I had all the correct tools, and so I could be ready to start streaming. It was the whole procrastination bit of it too, because as long as I don't have the tools, I can't and I shouldn't start streaming yet. I need to make sure that I've got everything just right. Oh, okay, cool. Huh. Oh, so it kind of locks itself away. You don't have to move anything. I just slide it in. No, okay, that's a pretty cool gimmick there. Alright. So now, this is the last bit. Right, which side's which? This side, and this side. Alright, so that'll go. That one, and this one. Yeah. So those go together. And it says, upside down. So that'll have to be this way better. Yeah. I mean, it happens. That's especially with those, and the piece that does the cutting is so small. Yeah. So here's one where, again, I might have to use the X-Acto knife instead. Anyway, so yeah, I was saying, like, I was doing the whole perfectionism and kind of got to get all the right tools before I can start doing it, because I have to do it professionally and right, and you don't. Okay, I guess I can get it in there. Good enough, I think. Where'd that last one go? Where was that last one? Where were you? Oh, on the outside. That's gonna be fun. This is one of those where I'm seeing it isn't exactly smooth, but when I buff it like this, it kind of gets rid of the sins, so we'll run with it. Yeah, this part shouldn't worry too much because it'll be covered by this back of this. This one same, like this part. just want to make sure you don't get too much of it off either. So, again, didn't want to do too much, so don't hide that. Alright. So, no, we've haven't been making too much use of our resources to have people watch the kids, and so haven't. Although, I mean, home streaming. Yesterday, I finally got around to watching Accountant 2 since it's been on, and it got on Amazon recently. So I got around to watching that. And what else have I done? Yeah, I'm catching up on Andor. We just saw the episode where, you know, they instigated Stuff and Gorman, and they made it pop off. Spoilers. I don't know. I think it's been over for about a month and a half. So, yeah, moratorium on spoilers is over. I've said on here before that, you know, used to believe well, we used to have a moratorium on kind of movies and shows when I worked in video games, that, you know, can't talk about it for the first 3 weeks during Crunch 4, because actually no, Crunch it was till the end of Crunch, and then it was fair game to kind of talk about movies and shows, but it was very much kind of the rules we followed there, because, you know, most of us knew, it was like, yeah, we're a little too busy, we got other stuff to do, you got time to catch up on them. Till one time, you know, this is how old it was. When I was working in video games. Lord of the Rings was new, was still coming out, and someone and I were talking about, you know, things that happen in the books, and someone on the team kind of, shut up, some of us haven't seen it yet, and I was like, the book has been written for at least 50 years. If you haven't done that yet, it was kind of required reading for doing the job. So yeah, no sympathy for that one. I think we were talking about the spider Shelob, and so he was complaining that, and I was like, well, I didn't know that's what happened. I'm like, again, the book had been out for a while. Could have read that by then. Not much of a spoiler. But anyway, yeah. So Andor, yeah, we just saw the episode where everything pops off and the Empire instigates to kind of make it look like the rebels just kind of started stuff, and it felt very close to what's going on in the real world now. It's slow and very much political intrigue, but it's good. Oh man, really? I'm gonna end it just now. Alright, well. But yeah, so we were watching that. We finished watching Bosch, the latest Bosch, and the intro to the new spin-off series show yesterday. Yeah, Amy and I have been watching Apothecary Diaries. I got her into it, and she liked it. She got hooked. It's one of the few anime she has watched. So H's, yes. Okay. And so we've been watching that. We haven't watched this week's because something was going on with being able to transfer it over. Oh man, you know, I haven't watched it with Maya yet. The Spore, as I call her on here. Um, she's a scaredy cat. So I don't know how much. Like I tried watching the original Star Wars, and you know, Episode 4 kind of started her with the original kind of release order, and she had trouble. I don't even remember how far we got in. It took us a while for her to even be willing to watch Aladdin anyway. So I haven't watched it with her though. She knows of it. She's seen a couple things about it, and so we've talked about it. We talk about Lord of the Rings and we talk about The Hobbit around her, so she knows of it. One of Amy's friends is a big Lord of the Rings fan, so she talks about it too. Ugh. Be gone. So yeah, haven't started watching it with her, and again, I started trying to watch the original Star Wars. I don't think I should watch any other cartoons either. But so yeah, what else did we do? I started. Well, I don't know if you. I think you've been on, but I started watching through the old animated Romance of the Three Kingdoms anime. And I've put that on hold for a couple of weeks now. Need to get back to that one. Started watching another kind of Chinese drama on Amazon Prime a couple of weeks ago as well. It's kind of funny. I think My Heroic Husband, that's what it's called, or at least what it got translated as. H2, H4, H10. There it goes, yeah. And been kind of fun, but I think the latest episode really set off my my cringe meter, and I have difficulty watching those kind of scenes and shows. So I think I'll put that one on hold for like the last week as well. I kind of want to go back to it, but just haven't yet. Alright. Okay, so yeah, probably be able to finish the weapon systems today too. Get that out the way. Boy. Let's see. What else? I know the Spore watched through my end of 3. I kind of wanted to watch it myself, but she kind of just zoomed through it without me. Started her watching Delicious in Dungeon, and she was kind of enjoying it, but because it's not available on the kids kind of streaming through Netflix, so she's kind of got to wait for me to kind of start it for her. And she doesn't have to, but she's a goody who will not do anything like that yet. I say that because I know she's going to start soon, I'm sure. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I mean, I really wanted to go watch Sinners in the theater. One, just because to kind of give it the numbers, but also because I'm hearing it's really good. Okay, first. Alright. Did I put it in wrong? Yeah, I did. Hopefully, let's screw this up. Try not to damage too much while trying to pull it out. Come on. Release. There goes. Alright. There it goes. There it goes. Yeah. That's better. Alright. So there's Core Fighter kind of as the core block. I really am liking the gimmick here with that, like how they did that here. I'm surprised they didn't really continue that on the other ones. The real grades had like this as a separate piece that you kind of folded in after you folded this away. I like how it kind of folds in by itself. I'm liking that. Alright. So now these little bits, the landing doesn't matter. How it kind of does. Again, it's a small piece that who really cares but me. There's that one. Yeah. What was the gimmick on that one? I can't remember right now. I do remember that. Did it have a secondary core booster? I know the RG1 did. Version 1 did. I don't know if the RG version 2 had it as well or not. Oh man, that sucks. Ah, yeah, that part. It does, but again, it didn't come with a second kind of core block like even this one did. And I think the 1.0, well, because it was basically trying to be a high grade size master grade, you know, so the master grade would have the extra spare. So yeah, they got rid of the extra core boost, or the core block. There it goes. Side view here so you guys can get a slightly better view of it. So yeah, I'm talking about the gimmick there. Look how it just kind of slides. Oh, that's right. I need to take the landing gear out, but just kind of slides in by itself. So I need to do anything extra there. Yeah, again, I like that little gimmick there. Alright, so that's the core booster. Alright, so beam rifle, hyper bazooka. And I muted myself. Oh man, I cannot imagine building the Zazabi in real grade. I mean, power to you, Alex, but they're too small for me. again, especially for the detail work that they do on them, I need master grade. I need 1/100 scale. I need to be able to do it. And even this one was giving me trouble with something. I mean, I probably need to, actually I probably do need to trim this nail. It was making it hard to kind of get the pieces in, but yeah, it was really kind of difficult on some parts to get it done. Why is that? Okay. Let me just move you to the side over here. Alright, so now rifle H11. Yeah, here's one where I'll probably put it, snap it together, and then kind of file it down. H5. Just to make sure it all gets kind of even leveled. Right. And H9. There's 9. H23. Where's 23? Right. H33. Huh. Why 33 and 34? 34 on. Okay. 34 is for the Hyper Bazooka. And then I need A19. There it goes. Doesn't really matter, really. Alright. Trying to get that in. I mean, the Zabi. Yeah, I do have the Zabi, but yeah, I have the Katoki version that came out recently. I had the original Sazabi, and just like the original new, I kind of sold it off because it suffered during some earthquakes, and so the intent has always been to kind of rebuild with the newer kind of kits. In there. Yeah, well, I got a couple seconds left here, so let's line this up at least so that I can start kind of doing the filing when I get back. Alright, stop you. Well, you can get the Perfect Grade Unleashed new Gundam. It's only like $650 when it releases in November. I'm sure you can kind of save up enough by then. Search time. Oh, pop that back. I mean, I bought the Hainu pretty much when it came out, and again, I always had the intention of building it because it was the original first kit I built. The new was the first one I built originally. But then I convinced myself that I wanted to do a lot of stuff to it. I wanted to do paint on it, and that's been the thing that's been putting me off from doing it. Dude, the fact that the funnel has like 50 pieces on its own is crazy to me. I think the original Master Grade funnel had front and back, 2 little things, so that's 4. Center, 5, 6. And then bottom, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think the original funnels were each like 10 pieces. So that were crazy on its own, and you had to do that 6 times. So to hear that it's 50 pieces, it's crazy. It's only 10 o'clock. Yeah, probably can definitely finish the bazooka. I mean, the other thing is people don't think it'll actually be able to hold itself up. That's crazy too. That's like it might have kind of weight issues. I think they're like when they're showing it off, it had a little bit of trouble standing on its own. I mean, as is, I did buy the Perfect Grade Grandpa, the old version. I didn't pick up the Unleashed, so and paid more than I really wanted to. And then what really hurt was that after it came in, I looked at the kind of page because I got it from the river in South America, and the price had dropped like $30, so that was kind of upsetting. All right, but I missed that one. All right. But I mean, I got it now, and so the plan is once that's done, probably for sure also pick up the mega size and build that as well. And I've been joking that unfortunately that won't drag out till November, because I kind of want to buy the G-Cooks version of the RX-78, the white version. I know the red version's come out recently, but again, I want to get the white version because that's what all these are. And so, but unfortunately, I think that one wasn't going to be releasing until like November, and so I don't think I can drag out building Perfect Grade and Mega Size until then. where I might need to use the sanding sticks. Did I put them in? Or the sanding sponges? Oh, where'd they go? Ah, they're down here. Alright. Just because it has a bit of a kind of ledge here, or not ledge, a kind of gradual swoop, and so I don't think the file will really be able to do well. Actually, let's go with the 180 as well. So I think I really need to left too much extra there, so you'll get to see the obsessive part come out. Where I'm trying to smooth it all out to the same level and get rid of that little kind of little sprue, the gate piece, the nub, and get rid of the nub mark. Alright, so yeah, I got rid of the nub. That's 180. Right, and then 400, and kind of smooth that out even more. Basically doing a bit of buffing, but then this way I don't have to do as much. They do. I mean, I do have the G-Cucks. You know, it's hidden back there somewhere. Right, and now the 800. So yeah, see, does a pretty good job of knocking it down like that. Excuse me, and not losing much of the detail. And really left it very smooth. Almost got rid of the panel line too. Or not the panel line, but the seam line. Just in doing it that way too. And there's this one. Probably could have done it here too. Yeah, it's a little off. So again, this is one where I probably would have done that. Yeah, I have been keeping up with G-Cucks, catching it pretty much weekly. So, but again, trying to keep the spoilers moratorium going on that one too, and not talk about at least the weekly one. Yeah, left a bit of the trying to get rid of the seam line here. Well, no, it's not a seam line. It's again, it's the it's the seam of the injection molding. There it goes. You know, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Zaku. It's very hippie, and so it kind of is throwing me off a bit with that. So I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on the Zakus. Although, again, I've got too many Zakus. I built the perfect grade Zaku. I think I'm gonna do a Zaku series because I've got like 5 or 6 different versions of Zakus. I've got the 2 fancy Zabi ones, the Dozel and the Garma Zabi. And then I've got there from you. Got the Shin Matsunaga version. And what else do I have? Well, I have the old original Zaku Char version. So I'm talking just master grades here. So yeah, the Dozel and the Garma Zabi versions, Shin Matsunaga, and the Rinko version from the kind of Ryosangata Riko, which was kind of the mass production girl kind of live action drama where she builds Gunpla. Actually, that's right. I need to finish watching that too. I need to finish that series, or at least the 3rd one. I finished the first 2. Did I? Yeah, I finished the 2nd series as well. So I need to get around to finish watching that one. How did you? Yeah, I've got that version, or I've got like the 2 versions of that one, the Ryosangata, the Riko versions. I've got the high grade and the master grade. So yeah, thinking of doing a series of the Zakus, where I just kind of build the series of them one after the other. But again, I've got enough Zakus. I've got an old Zaku 1. Then I had the sniper version Zaku 1 that I built last year and painted with Fetty colors. Alright, come on. You're gonna hate. Well, I don't know. Did I ever tell you the story of how I got it? Oh man, I got it for cheap, which is why you'll probably hate me. A friend of mine had a friend of his kind of clearing out their garage. I think they had like some water damage or something, and so, they contacted my friend like, hey, can you help me get rid of it, and kind of see how much you can get for it. He contacts me, and I straight up told him, I was like, hey, you know what, it's about this much, you can probably get this much considering it's damaged. And I told him, like, you can get it for like 150, or get 150, 190. And I told him, I was like, I'll pay you $90. And he's like, deal. I couldn't get the weekend couldn't come fast enough for me to give him the money. I tried to set up to pick it up from him that weekend for $90 for perfect grade. And yeah, I mean, the box was damaged, but everything was still in bag. And at the time, I was still building the GPO-1 I think I had started it, and it just kind of also fell into the procrastination hole. I was in college. That's my excuse there. You know, I was focusing on college and was not building then. But because I got that, I'm like, I can't have two giant kits like that just laying around. I need to build one. So I took it with me to a convention, and I spent the whole convention just kind of doing the straight build of the main body. I think I might have gotten no, yeah, I did the main body and the weapons I did afterwards, but I finished the whole build during the convention. And it's funny, I set up just kind of on a main thoroughfare of the event, and was just building it, and kind of put up a sign. Like, I had wrote a sign, it's like, feel free to bother me, I only look like I'm concentrating. And so people were kind of chatting with me, talking about it, talking about building. There were a couple other people that also started building there. Someone was building the real grade Zaku while I was doing it there. And so it was fun to kind of have the comparisons. Actually, let me see, do I have those pictures on here? Where did they go? Where would they go? Yes, not undata. Would it be undata? Yes. No, not that. Let me see. E-drive, backup. Come on. Yeah, alright. My backup drive needs to kind of remember what it's doing. New folder. And phone backup. There it goes. And there it goes. Zaku 2. No, I don't, do I? So yeah, this is me building it at the event, and a couple other people who kind of just were hanging around. You see the person there building the real grade Zaku as well. I think. Yeah. Okay. So that was the first break I took. I think that was the first day. No, that was first break. I took a break to get lunch, so I had built the head and the hands, and then finished the arm. Yeah. These were old cell phone pics of, when was this? 3/24/14. So 2014. Yeah. Yeah, using old nippers. I don't know where those went anyway. So yeah, there's the leg. Yeah, I thought I had a picture of like the person, because yeah, I think I had the leg was the same size as the real grade. I think I tried to set that up next to theirs. Yeah, that's it. Shipping it back. Okay, I did finish at least the. Yes, I wanted to finish at least the Heat Hawk by the end of that, so I did do that, and then I thrown them back, and then yeah, here it is next to the high grades Cycle, which is also impressive to see it in G-Cook. Let's move you out of the way over here. Move you over here. Yeah, that was that one. And then where's the GPO one? Do I have that? Yeah, here we go. GPO1 build pictures as well. This was also 2014. Okay, so yeah, after I finished that, decided to come back and actually kind of finish working on the GPO one as well. I don't know if you've seen her. There's a new kind of person on, or at least that I've been seeing on Blue Sky. It's a grandma who's building Gundam, so she just finished building this one herself, and then she did a lot of the weathering on it. So, but yeah, it's the legs, body, the core fighter pieces. So yeah, the Psycho's huge. Yeah, let me see what her name is. Yeah, I follow her too. Like once someone on my feed showed her, I started following her too. Gunpla Mom on Blue Sky. I don't think she has a Twitter. 70-year-old mom who her son convinced her to start building during COVID. So yeah, and she just finished the GPO one, and so she was doing the weathering on it. All right, so back to this one. All right, last A piece, yes, just for right now. All right, that's A done. That's right. Let's go back here. All right, let's start you up here. Start you. All right, and then H21, 20, and 37. One, 20, and 37. Oh man, tiny pieces. 37, 22, and 40. And 22. And H15, H1, H15. Another one's where I will have to attach them together. Come on. 15. H1, H24, H25. What the heck is H41 for then? Where do you attach? Yeah. 40, 34. Yep. Yeah, who cares if time runs out right now? I've got time to finish this. So, 2, 24, and 25. It's a big one. 4, are here. Ah, H41, I missed you. Oh, that's where that goes. All right. So, what are you for? Ah, the gun, the hand. Okay. Yeah. So, this is a shooting hand for the beam rifle. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna need that. May as well trim that out now. That's the A piece that I need, actually. Yeah, A3. So is that all the H's? Yes, that's all the H's. A piece that I had left out. Because if I'm going to pose this one the way I posed all the other ones, I need to get that hand ready. Alright, so because I missed this one. Right! Like, and she did that in maybe a week. I mean, granted, I'm pretty sure she's retired and has nothing else to do, but still, that's insane. It's like, I mean, I know, I keep telling myself, oh, cool, that's kind of cool, that it's very much the whole, like, I got to give myself the time to practice it and do it. But also, it's like, I can't imagine myself getting that good. Kind of disheartening. Okay, maybe 2 weeks, but still, like, that was, you know, yeah, the weathering, I think, has been a week, and the build was maybe, again, also another 2 weeks. I mean, again, she's probably got nothing else to do, nothing but time, and I ain't grudging her. You know, probably wind up doing that if and when I ever get around to retiring. Because, I mean, my job allows me to not really retire. Alright, so yeah. Where do you kind of go in here? Alright. I mean, you're looking at her stuff right now. You can see how long it took her to build that. No, I haven't. I have one that the Spore got during one of the build competitions like 2 years ago. That she never completed. She hasn't really been kind of feeling the Gundams. I mean, alright. I mean, she can continue just building the Pokemon. Which, again, I need to go see if there's any newer ones. I think there was. But I haven't been by Jungle, that place I took you to while you guys were here last time. I've been by there this month, we'll argue. I went last month, beginning of last month. I don't know why I'm bothering with that part, but this part here definitely needs it. This one too. Alright. So this one, and wait, where'd that go? Where'd you go? Fall down. Yep, no, you weren't there. Where'd you go? Oh, fell under. I mean, yeah, that's where I feel I'm a little kind of glad that I don't want to get every kit that I see now. I've become kind of restrained in my purchasing. Kind of. We can argue. Can I hold you here? Hey, I finally got to use this. Yeah, I mean, I understand why you did. And again, that's what makes it easier for me to not go overboard. But I've also, gotten very selective. There really isn't much that I really want, although I did get a kind of grail item recently. The Makuve special goof, which is a Bandai exclusive. So I was able to buy it from Bandai. So I'm glad I was able to get that. Come on, where'd you go? There, drop it again. Well, where'd you go? Where to go? But I mean, that said, I did go on a bit of a shopping spree myself recently, with the Megami device kits and then the 30-minute sisters kind of spare body parts. Mostly done with that now. Right, where'd you go? I know I just stopped recording. Did you go? Did you now actually fall in there? No, you didn't. Where'd you go? Problem with these super small pieces is kind of fall and you just kind of lose them. No. Come on. There it goes. That's not it. I hope it didn't fall me this bad over here. Let's see. It doesn't look like it fell. Can on here. There. See if this highlights it anywhere. Where'd that go? No, not there actually. Come on. I lose. I mean, easy how I lost that, but no, you didn't. Where'd you go? I mean, that happened to me while I was building that perfect grade also a couple times. And that was on a, gray carpet. Well, kind of grayish. There it goes. Got it. Yeah, alright. I'll go a little over today just because I'm dragging that part out so much. And while I'm dragging things out, where'd that picture go? So here's the showing off all the different grades that I made in time for the competition last year, or last November. Yeah, I did it that way so I could be able to show off all the kind of different grades that I've done. And again, I'll probably add this one, the perfect grade, and the actually, yeah, I can probably get that done in time for the next competition, which is again November. So yeah, I'll probably be doing that's the hope, that's the plan. All right, so I've got that piece now. All right, let's get back to it. Start you. So yeah, this is why you would kind of do the sponges, because it's able to kind of conform to the kind of different form that you're doing and not kind of cause too much kind of just flattening. So you can kind of do it in this way as well, kind of help get that stuff done without causing too much flattening. This buff it out, smooth it out there too. You don't really see too much extra work there. Alright, so there's the front of the bazooka. Alright. Alright. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, during the build of that perfect Zaku, not just me, I think some of the other guys that were building there at some point also kind of dropped their pieces too. Luckily, all of us were able to kind of find our pieces. But it's always time consuming to try to drag it back from the void. More. Yeah, so here's when I'm trying to get it smooth. It just doesn't want to. So I feel like I'm working overtime here. It just doesn't want to get smooth. Now, at least with the 400 grit, you can see it a little easier when you're trying to do that. You see the part that's still shiny. Well, you might be able to actually see it on here. I don't know. So, yeah. So I'm trying to get that even and smooth to get it to be at the same level. There it goes. Now, kind of light sanding with this one. And then the buffing, kind of gloss it up. There it goes. Mostly done. Yeah, missed that one. What the heck happened to my music? Yeah. Okay. There it goes. Yeah. Let's go to 180 again. Huh. Well, I mean, plastic can probably jump once it hits the floor. Physics and all that. Hit the ground hard enough to bounce. Which Lego kit you building now? Okay, I got most of the kind of flower kits, the botanical collection. I don't have the newer ones yet, but I've got most of them out. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Once I finish this, take a little break again, do another Lego kit or two for the weekend. and then I'll start building the perfect grade. Come on, let's do that again. $100. Yeah. One of these days I'm gonna show off the sanding kind of toothbrush. It's an electric toothbrush that I MacGyvered to kind of take sanding sponges to make this job quite a bit easier too. That one. And then this last bit up here. There goes. Is that the smaller one or the giant one? Okay, if it's the smaller one, I have it too. I haven't built it yet myself though. Although I did wind up picking up the Grogu and the hover pram because it was on special at Costco. It was down to $50. Like they had it like, you know, the usual Costco price. They drops like $10-15. Did I put that in the wrong way? Didn't specify. And then they were also doing an extra $20 off. Okay, yeah, I have that one. A couple people made the Serenity out of it, out of that kit. You guys go in there. Let's see how that is. All right. So yeah, I have that one. I need to get around to decide to building some more Lego kits. But they're also kind of the, like, where do I show them off? Like, I mean, obviously I'm gonna display them here, but it's kind of the getting around to displaying them. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna go a little late today, just to finish this off, because there's like these 4 pieces and then the hand, so I can have it holding the beam saber or the beam rifle, and then yeah, we will be done with the straight build of this, and then comes panel lining and decals. So probably that'll be tomorrow, depending, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think we have anything big planned for Father's Day. But, I mean, I just recently finished the Lego ISS. I was building it with the Spore, but she kind of kept getting bored with it. So I finished that one. She's been kind of working on the Moana, the Moana flower pot that I bought. Well, the green is also kind of being hidden there, but she's been building that one. She's got like the last bits of the flower left on it. She had the Encanto one, yeah, just for the flowers sets. But alright, let's just kind of rush through that now, even though I don't want to rush myself too much, but again, just want to get finished here. this. I mean, yeah, the plan is to kind of keep adding to that every year since they keep coming out with a Christmas themed kit. So we'll see when this year's kit comes out. Usually they announce them like mid to late October to start selling in November, and then they have two kind of gift with purchase sets that they do. So I'll have to see about kind of overspending at the Lego store. In November, like they do two gift with purchases, one the first half, one the second half of November, to kind of but I mean she bought herself the Encanto kind of flower. I had bought the Moana one again to kind of keep going with the rest of the flower sets that I have to kind of show off. But then she saw that I had the Moana one, and she's like, that's mine. I'm gonna build that." And I didn't have the heart to tell her. I was like, "Well, no, that's my kit actually, so I'm gonna build it." So we've done kind of daddy-daughter time with it. She kind of built some. She built most of it, but there are some parts where like either it's very small pieces she still has kind of trouble with. All right, so there's the Hyper Bazooka kind of completed. All right, so let's kind of work on the hand here. So she said, "Is mine, I'm building it." And so she built, again, the majority of that one herself. And again, she's built most of the Pokemon kind of kits by herself. Well, again, just let me know when you're coming. I'll take you to all those places. I'll take you again to the Lego store, and then also to that other kind of hobby kind of swap meet that I told you guys about last time you were here. Blow your mind with that one. Make your brothers jealous that you got to go and they didn't. Although well, I mean, I know they're expanding. I heard they're opening up another one out here recently. So I don't know. I wonder if they are trying to expand and kind of just going to be opening more all over the place, or if it's just you're going to have to find your local kind of Lego reseller kind of place. Okay. Here. Go there. Wow, bad trigger discipline. Come on, Gundam. How are you gonna have the gun in? How are you gonna have the trigger finger inside the gun? I mean, let us know. We'll see about, you know, if not setting place up for you guys to kind of crash, at least, you know, be here for you guys, be ready for you guys. Alright, so alright, last bits. Alright, so move the hand. Come on. Try not to break the hand like that. Well, at least that's kind of a removable piece. But there it goes. Alright. Yeah, I think this is how I have most of the others. So, alright, and then, really? Gonna be that difficult? Alright, so, there it goes. So, street build is finished of this guy. Alright. I only went over, okay, 6 minutes, not bad. Let's stop you here. That. Thank you. I mean, as I was saying last week, it's a master grade size high grade. How the real grades are, you know, high grade size master grades. This one is a master grade size real grade or high grade. And again, it's a 20-year-old kit, 23-year-old, 2002. The original design was is 2002, so it is an older kit. It is simple design, so you know it's got its foibles. Could I build a 3.0? Probably. Do I want to? It's kind of iffy. I don't know if I really want to take the time to do that too or not. I mean, as is, Like I said, tomorrow if I do stream, I will probably start in on the panel lining, so probably break it down again and start working on that stuff. Maybe starting on the weapons first just to get them done, because it does have some rub-ons and it has stickers. Yeah, so the rub-ons and the stickers. So I'll start in on that tomorrow, at least the rub-ons. Although I've had my fair share of kind of problems with rub-ons as well. Oh, that's where that other one went. You know, I think on the O, yeah, on the O, I screwed up on the same piece on both halves of it. Like it is two parts, the same sticker on the opposite sides of the body. Screwed up the rub-on. I kind of, it slipped out of mine as I was cutting it out, and so when I put it on the tape to kind of hold it in place, it was the wrong side out, and so it attached to the tape instead, and so it just didn't get onto the kit. I just kind of rolled with it. So that's kind of what that is. So I've got two hands here. So all right, so there's the standard hand. Then for some reason it came with another hand kind of pretty much already in fist mode. Oh wait, no. Okay. Why did I put the punching hand on that one? Anyway. So I've got both of the articulated hands here. So yeah. So yeah, 10 minutes over. Started maybe a couple minutes late anyway because I forgot to hit stream. So we're good there. And hopefully I can come in tomorrow and start in on the panel lining and decals. And that'll probably be next weekend as well. Finish the decals, I think. I mean, there's a lot of decals still. It is still a version Ka, so it has a lot of details and decals, but not as much as the pod ball. Still mad at the pod ball. How did it have so many stickers? But yeah, I'll have that done. We'll start in tomorrow, and we will just pick up from there. Alex, thanks for having been on. Thanks for chatting. Again, you didn't have to, but always appreciated. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. See you.